everyone, it's Fierce Kittens. Happy New Year. Ringing in 2020 with a new video that's going over my studio and how it's organized and where everything is. I use the word organized somewhat loosely. So I hope you guys enjoy getting a little glimpse into my studio and how everything works-ish. So the first area in my room is actually my cutting table, and this is the view that a lot of people recognize from the top-down camera and from the room camera when I'm primarily going over things. I just try to keep some of my hardware organized here on pegboard that's hiding behind my Sony a6000. I hang my acrylic templates, the few that aren't crazy heavy, up on this thing. And one of the big things that I changed when I moved into the new house to try to decrease the amount of heat that was generated in the room was I swapped out the giant soft boxes for these Elgato Key Lights. So they're actually quite nice. They're a little pricey. I got them on sale for $150 on Amazon. Normally they retail for about $180 to $200 depending on the time of year that you go look on Amazon. But I highly recommend them. So my room right now is a normal, somewhat normal 72 degrees. So when I stream, I'm not sweating all over and wanting to die. But this is a C920. This is just my top-down view. So when I'm showing like detailed work on what it is that I'm doing. So part of the compactness of the room now, I had to put the ironing board on the back of the door that leads in and out of the room. So of course I lock it when I'm using an iron, and I don't always have the iron in until I'm ready to use it. So then I have my shelving, which everybody could recognize from behind me in the scenes, because this is basically the background. The thing is, like, the shelving before held thread and some knickknacks and stuff and gifts from my Twitch community, but it has to hold fabric now. So this is where I keep a lot of the bag fabrics, the kinds that are neat and I want to put on display. And then higher items up are some of the lesser used hardware pieces. I do have knickknacks, and I did want to make sure that I kept some of my stuff on display. So I do have bags here that I've made that are still listed on the store, and people should purchase them. Look at that bag, it is beautiful. Now, the biggest addition I made to my studio in the past year is not that perler of a Metroid, but actually this sewing machine. So this is the Janome M7 Continental, and it's new as of August of 2019. I actually swapped out my Viking Epic in favor of using this machine instead. I sold the Viking Epic because I wasn't using any of the features. To be quite frank, I don't enjoy embroidering. So the Janome M7 does not do embroidery. It's only sewing, and it can actually sew through about 10 layers of thick denim without blinking. So what I did was I got a backup machine to my industrial Juki, and this is actually where like I go to attach pockets and zippers and smaller things like that that require a little bit of finesse and delicate work. So this area here is where I like to lay out the cut project to keep myself organized. And that again is behind me. And all of this stuff is IKEA so far. So I use all of I've got 3 organizational drawers like this, these little cabinets that I have put in the room. And that's basically where I keep like all the smaller notions and such. I have this extra closet here. And the closet is where I store, yellow light. This is where I store all my interfacing and my lining fabrics, that kind of stuff. Now, heading along the back wall, I have the Steamfast E600. This is what I use to attach interfacings because I hate doing interfacing, just like any other person. And then of course, I have the computer area, and there's another Elgato Key Light there so that I'm properly lit when I'm sitting at my computer. But this is where the stream is being driven, and you can see that I have Chatty up over here, so I can actually keep tabs on chat while I'm standing up in the room still. In the old room, I actually had a television, so I don't use that now. Clearly, there's no place to put it. And right behind the computer setup, I actually have an empty wall. And I'm probably going to put more shelving up in this area, but I wanted to live in the room for a bit and kind of get used to everything and see what functionally made sense for me. Now, going just past the computer, this is where I have my Juki set up. So here's the industrial sewing machine, and I bought myself a very small massage rolling chair. It's actually quite comfortable. It's used by masseuses, I guess, to wheel around tables. I can quickly get on and off of it in order to, get sewing done. So a little bit more about this camera. Seems like every streamer on Twitch turned around and bought the darn thing on the Black Friday sales, but this is a Sony a6000, and I actually went ahead and I splurged and got the Sigma 16mm prime lens, but this thing is so sweet. I love it. So this is my primary camera. I love it. So for the machine view, I actually use a Canon camcorder. It's the what is it? Oh, Vixia HF R800. I'm awesome. See, there it is, right there. Anywho, and I use this to look at this. Woo! She's hot. Heading out of the sewing room, I have an overflow closet. And this is where I put all of the apparel fabric. This used to be on one of the two bookshelves in the old room. And then, of course, I don't have room because I lost all that desk space by moving in the computer desk. So I have to also hide my Cricut and my BabyLock serger in here. So, like, it kind of sucks, but I don't use these as often with the bag making, and so I just come and get them as I need them. So this is my overflow closet, and it's right outside of the sewing room. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that and gave you a little insight into how I work and how things are organized in the room beyond the cameras and the normal setup that you can see on my Twitch stream. So feel free to give me a YouTube subscribe if you want, and come visit me, twitch.tv/fiercekittens. See ya.